Hello, welcome to the Home Fax Podcast. I am Augie.
I am Jack.
And so, Polish, I had you take the political compass quiz a couple weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So we're going to be taking, I thought for this podcast, we're going to take another quiz, it's quite popular, it's called the I Side With quiz. And what that does is it asks you a series of questions that sort of help you determine which party you most agree with. I've already taken it once, but it'll be fun to take it again. And you've never taken it?
No, I have not.
Okay, so I'm going to have it up here on the screen for the podcast's benefit. And you can I'm going to talk about it, and you can basically just follow along with me as we talk through these answers.
Sure.
Take the quiz. All right. Should the government increase or decrease military spending? There are other stances as well, and you can vote how important that is to you, so I feel like we should also talk about that. So all the answers are increase, decrease, neither, I am satisfied with the current amount of spending, increase, but only after our deficit is drastically reduced, and that's it, basically.
All right. So, now I'm not too keen on these sort of economic foreign policy issues.
Yeah.
So I don't really know
Well,
how it works.
a lot of people complain about our military spending because they argue we could spend on other stuff like education or healthcare or stuff like that. I say decrease for those reasons, but I understand where people are coming from, where it's like, oh, we need to be this big Papa Bear over the world, but we don't. Most of the world is self-sufficient now. They don't need us holding their hand.
True. Well, yeah, I mean, what is our...
What's our military spending? I can pull that up in just a second. Let's do 2019. 686 billion.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And how much of that budget is used?
Probably all of it, because I think with most budgets, if they don't use all of it, it goes down. So they just end up buying shit. I'm not sure about that, but that's my guess at least. I can check. This is a fact-based TV show, podcast. The U.S. military budget is used. How much of U.S. budget is spent on... Oh, that's different. Okay. So 684 billion of it is discretionary, which means they can spend it on anything. And 8 billion is mandatory. So that means they can literally just... Okay, so here's a table of everything. You got 143 billion is spent on military personnel. 270... Oh, this is dollars in million. Okay, I can just send this table in Discord. Yeah, that's all the spending. So they do use all of it, but imagine if they could maybe skirt off a bit for, like, personnel or something. I don't know. Did I say Home Fax Machine when we introed?
You did.
I did. I'm sorry. We're the Home Fax show.
This is just a trial run.
Yeah, it's the first episode. We'll get better at it. But yeah, so I personally think it should be decreased. You can write whatever you want for that. And for the importance, I chose less because, like, actually somewhat.
Yeah.
Somewhat. All right, next question. Should the U.S. accept refugees from Syria? And I expanded it to do the other questions. The options are yes, no, yes with certain conditions, and no with certain conditions.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends, really, right?
Yeah, I'm torn on this because there is the valid argument that a lot of those, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of those single men that come from Syria are terrorists. And there's also, they do this at the Mexican border. What they'll do is This is from the Department of Homeland Security. I think they made a Facebook post about this or something, and just general knowledge. But they were the men at the border were using women as human shields from border security, and they'll also use children to smuggle themselves in and traffic them across the border, because they'll say, "Oh, these are my children," when they're not.
Yeah.
But that's just the Mexican border. It's not. I think we should, but I think we should do it after background checks and stuff. So that last yes option. So basically yes, but with some limitations. Ready to move on?
Sure.
All right. Should foreign terror suspects be given constitutional rights? Ooh. I think there was a Supreme Court case about this, where even people who aren't citizens do get rights. So yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, human rights, yes.
Yeah, just like U.S. citizens, terrorists should be given a fair trial in federal courts. Sure, yeah. Less important. All right, so we are going to do every single question.
Immigration issues. Wonderful.
Oh, no. Click show more foreign policy questions.
Oh.
There's more.
There are more.
All right. Should the military be allowed to torture suspects, basically, from suspected terrorists?
No.
Yeah, no. Torture doesn't always work. It doesn't work. It's also it's ineffective. It's inhumane, unethical. There's a bunch. They're all basically here. It's an ineffective form of torture, and it's inhumane. I'm just gonna say no because it includes both of them.
Yeah.
Should every U.S. citizen be required? No. No.
No.
No. No one should have to join the military. It's a great thing to join the military, but you shouldn't have to do it.
Right.
Should the U.S. remain in the United States? United Nations. Yeah, should the United States remain in the United States?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, should the United States remain in the United Nations?
Well, I mean,
yeah, but
sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say less.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think people are saying we spend too much, because that's like the foreign aid spending, I guess. I also I also agree with the decrease of foreign aid spending, because I think we should reduce all spending and pay off our debt. Because as Hamilton argued that we shouldn't have too much debt, which is why he paid off the debt to the states and formed the central bank. Which is why I think that we should definitely not be spending as much as we do. Because at some point, it's fine now, but someone's going to collect on that debt.
Yep.
At some point. Do you support the killing of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani? Sure, yeah.
Was it necessary? Yeah.
Fuck Iran.
I mean,
they're a regressive dictatorship. I think anything we can to weaken them is probably good. Continue to support Israel. Yeah. Yeah, we should continue to support Israel.
Do you support President Obama's move to lift the trade and travel embargo on Cuba?
Sure, more money.
Should the U.S. remain in NATO?
Yeah. But I feel like, yeah.
It's a benefit, right?
Yeah, NATO's pretty cool.
NATO's vibing.
Yeah, they vibing. Military fly drones over foreign countries to gain intelligence. Ooh. That kill suspected terrorists part rubs me the wrong way. Because they just fly a drone over a foreign country and kill someone in there only with permission from the country. Yeah. Only with permission.
Yes.
Should Jerusalem be recognized as the capital? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Should the United States pull all military troops out of Afghanistan?
Yes.
We should.
Yes. In my opinion. Because I feel like we've spent way too long in Afghanistan. If we keep going, it's going to be the longest war in the United States. Longer than Vietnam.
It's very true.
Should the U.S. declare war on ISIS? No, because ISIS is not a nation.
Also, I think war would be... when it's not necessary.
Yeah. Trump's pretty much almost already eradicated them, so
Right.
let's pull all military troops out of Afghanistan. Sure. All right. More foreign policy. Should the U.S. defend other NATO countries that maintain low military budgets? Yeah. We shouldn't refuse to defend NATO budgets or NATO countries. Continue
The U.S. continue.
No. No. Not at all. We should not spy on our allies.
Yeah.
That is bad form.
That's kind of wrong.
The U.S. prevent Russia from conducting airstrikes in Syria? No. We shouldn't get involved in Russia's problems,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Should the U.S. provide military assistance to defend Ukraine from Russia?
No,
No.
because we should stay out of conflicts that don't directly threaten us.
Yes.
Should the Chinese government be able to extradite fugitives from Hong Kong? No.
No.
Hong Kong is its own state and can choose to extradite people. Should the government cancel... What the...
No.
Yeah. This is the least important to me.
Yeah. Next.
Sell military weapons to India. Sure, more money. Less. Should the U.S. go to war with Iran? No.
Sorry, where were we?
Should the U.S. military sell weapons to India?
I did not yet.
Okay, I said yes because more money. But I also said less important.
Yeah.
Tell me when you're ready to move on from that.
I am good to go.
Should the U.S. go to Iran? No.
No.
Most, because I'm going to get drafted if they do. Should the government attempt to influence foreign elections? No.
No.
Move on. Should it be illegal to join a boycott of Israel? No. Moving on. This is all just against free speech in general. Be illegal to join a boycott. All right. Should the U.S. provide military aid? Yeah, don't get involved. Yeah, Saudi Arabia has more than enough money to start its own wars. U.S. conduct missile strikes against North Korea. No. Let China... Well, actually, if China deals with it, they'll... I say they're not an immediate threat. They're capable of developing it. They're just not right now. They're not an immediate threat. Should the U.S. send ground troops into Syria? No.
No. That's it. Now we're on the immigration.
Alright. Should the U.S. build a wall along the southern border?
No.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Because the amount of drugs and fentanyl that comes across the Mexican border is ridiculous. There was an estimate that 90% of that comes over there. Actually, there was an estimate that if we built the wall, it would stop a lot of those drugs and stuff. I'm not going to name a percent because I don't know it off the top of my head. But I think that it is worth the cost.
Yeah, that's fair. And then again, I know nothing about politics and economics and government. That's not my thing.
Yeah, please don't take my word for it. You should have your own opinions.
Yeah, well, what you're saying, it definitely does make sense.
Yeah, because what's going to stop... Because we make a wall, we have people patrol it. If they try to dig under it, they get caught.
Right.
If they try to go over it, they get shot. Like, what are they going to do? Drone it over the wall? We can shoot those down too. It's like, that makes sense. People are just like, they're willing to spend, like, Democrats, this is my problem with them, they're not willing to spend $50 billion on a wall, but they're willing to spend $1.5 trillion on free healthcare for all and a universal basic income that will bankrupt us. Like,
yeah.
And free healthcare in itself isn't gonna work well. Like, Britain's is so backed up, it's not even funny.
You're on the illegal immigrants. With
have access to government subsidized healthcare? No. Absolutely not.
See, now I'm conflicted with this.
No, and we should deport all illegal immigrants.
As a person who works in the healthcare field, obviously I like to help people, which is kind of cliche, but
yeah,
I guess it depends on their business being in the country, you know? Are they here because they want to cause harm, or are they here because they really truly had nowhere else to go?
Yeah, I think if we start making exceptions for people, it sets a dangerous precedent, because no matter what your reason, if you go over that wall without a visa, you've already committed a crime.
Yes.
Which means every second you spend in the U.S. is a crime.
Yes, I do believe that we should deport those who,
are dangerous.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So I'm not sure which answer you should pick. So maybe
if they pay taxes. No.
No.
Only life-threatening emergencies.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should illegal immigrants be offered in-state tuition rates at public colleges?
No.
No.
'Cause that's where all my money's gonna go.
And all illegal immigrants should be deported. There it is. Should children of illegal immigrants be granted legal citizenship? This is talking about sovereign citizenship, where if a child is born in the United States, you're automatically granted citizenship. I think that is so fundamentally flawed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to disagree with that and say all illegal immigrants should be deported, regardless of if you got birthed in Texas or not.
Yeah.
You're still an illegal immigrant. Well, maybe not punish the child for... Yeah, I'll say yes, but it should not grant their parents citizenship, because I think that we shouldn't punish the child for the parents' crimes.
Yes, true.
Yeah. Should local law enforcement be allowed to detain illegal immigrants for minor crimes? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Because being an illegal immigrant is already a crime.
Yeah, anyone can get detained for a minor crime.
Yes.
And if they figure out they're an illegal immigrant, they should be turned over to federal... Yes, all illegal immigrants should be turned over to federal authorities and deported. Sanctuary cities? No. No.
It's a loss of money.
Should ban the use of sanctuary cities. They're actively ignoring federal law. Should the Muslim immigrants be banned from entering the country until the government improves its ability to screen out potential terrorists? No. Based on their... Yeah, banning immigrants based on their religion is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Less important. Should working illegal immigrants be given temporary amnesty? No. Remove them.
Yes.
Should the U.S. increase or decrease the amount of temporary work visas given to high-skilled high-skilled immigrant workers? Yeah, sure. Increase. Better for the economy. See, this is where it goes in that issue where people are like, the immigrants are taking our jobs. Well, I think they mostly mean it with illegal immigrants. So
yeah.
I think as these high-skilled workers are benefiting the economy. But what some of them do is they'll send the money they make to people back in their country and not spend it, which ultimately harms GDP. Which I think we should get rid of that transfer, but allow more of them in. Should immigrants be required to learn English?
I'm going to say no.
I would say yes, because having a... I don't want to... I would say yes, because the majority of people in the United States speak English, and if they don't know it, they're going to be isolating themselves from truly acclimating.
Yeah.
I think... Because if we have a bunch of people just speaking their own language, that immediately isolates people. I'm going to say no, but I don't know. Should immigrants be deported if they commit a serious crime?
Yes.
I don't think they're talking about illegal immigrants. Yeah, only if they have entered the country illegally.
Yes.
Should the U.S. increase restrictions on its current border security policy? Yes. Actually, wait. Just enforce the current border policy. Yeah, there was, from the Democratic presidents, there were a lot of inconsistencies on how they enforce the border policies. I don't think we should let border states manage their own security policies, because California is going to let them all in, because they love illegals. They love them. Make it easier. Should implement an open... Nope. No open border policy. I'll say yeah. Increase restrictions. Better border security is going to benefit everyone except California. So.
Yeah.
Should immigrants to the United States be allowed to hold dual citizenship?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Immigrants be required to pass a citizenship test?
No.
Cover very basic and simple topics? No. As long as they can prove that they are, like, not a threat and will be productive, I think, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't need to take a... Because this is... Even I couldn't pass a citizenship test. We took it in Gov class, and even I couldn't pass it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say somewhat important. Should we... No. No. We shouldn't ban all immigration. Should there be a temporary ban on all immigration? Absolutely not. All right. Electoral issues. Should the Electoral College be abolished? No.
Why? Why would you want it to be abolished?
Yeah. If they switch to, like, a public election, it's going to be a fucking popularity contest. California is going to rule the world. But there are some criticisms of the Electoral College, but I think it lets the little states have a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they do, like, a popular election, Hillary won the popular election because of those illegal immigrants in California, but Trump won more states that mattered. So he won, which is good because he's representing a bigger proportion of the country. Now, liberals will say, but he didn't win the popular vote, so he's not representing everyone. He didn't win the popular vote because of California and New York and the big states. He's not representing, he's representing the country, he's just not representing you. It's insane. Photo ID required to vote, yes.
Yes.
There are so many other things that require a photo ID, but for some reason it's racist to ask people to have a photo ID to vote.
Yeah.
It's dumb. Should foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote? Not in our elections, no. Only legal citizens should be allowed to vote, in my opinion. Should political candidates be...
Yeah, that's one of the options, only legal citizens.
Yeah, I look at all the options before I pick. Should political candidates be required to release their current tax returns to the public? No. It's their personal business. Tax returns have nothing to do with their ability to perform their duties. Exactly.
Yes. Should there be a limit on the amount of money a candidate can receive from a donor?
No, as long as all donations are public knowledge. Should the minimum voting age be lowered? No, I think it should be increased.
Yeah.
People are fucking stupid. I just voted, and my mom's like, "Did you vote Trump? Did you vote Trump? Did you vote Trump?" Because she's a fucking liberal.
Oh. Okay.
So it's like she's like, you won't vote Trump, so like, fuck it, I'm gonna vote Obama for a third term. And she's like, you can't do that either. It's like, well, you won't let me vote for Trump, and Biden's gonna die in office, and she acknowledged that. So it's like, this is a really shitty election. I can't vote for Trump. You're asking me to vote for a candidate who you actively think is going to die in office because of his vice president, and I can't vote Obama for a third term. Like, what am I gonna do? But I did vote, and that was cool.
That's pretty cool.
Should a politician who has been formally convicted of a crime be allowed to...
No.
Should corporations, unions, and non-profits be allowed to donate to political parties? Sure. As long as it's public knowledge.
Yes.
There's no... Yeah, they should. Should foreign lobbyists be allowed to raise money? No. That's no. No. We shouldn't let foreign lobbyists interfere with American elections. That's like the United States interfering with a foreign government's elections. Should there be a 5-year ban on White House and congressional officials from becoming lobbyists? Okay, so what happens sometimes is people who have worked in, like, the White House... when the president finishes his term, will then become, or who, so it's pretty self-explanatory. People who work in the White House or in Congress will stop doing that and become lobbyists for the White House and Congress. And I think that's fine. I respect the hustle. And there's already a current ban. There's already a 2-year ban. So I think that ban is sufficient. Should convicted criminals have the right to vote? Yes.
Yes, I feel every citizen.
Yeah, everyone deserves suffrage if you have a photo ID and can prove you live in the United States.
Yes.
Do you support mandatory minimum? No! No. No. In my opinion, this is a hot take. Legalize all drugs, sell them.
Ha!
You want free healthcare? Let the government sell heroin. Literally. We don't need more taxes. Let the government sell drugs. All drugs.
How would you regulate it?
What regulation?
Well,
just don't basically don't let doctors use it, because we've seen what happens with that.
Yeah, and that's
kind of like how weed is being sold. Private, like, they develop it, they sell it to people either because there is a thing such as like medical cocaine where they use it in some scenarios. So maybe the FDA should assess each drug and see whether it should be banned for medical use or not, because I don't think there's a medical use for like MDMA or shrooms or something like that.
Yeah.
But there is a medical use for marijuana and cocaine and other drugs similar.
Yeah, and like on the doctors and drugs, they have access and buddies with prescription pads, right? And there are lots of stories that go along with physician burnout and such like that.
Yeah.
I
think that...
Yeah, but if you allow everybody to use drugs, and you know what, I'm not saying that all drugs are bad, and I do think that you should legalize all drugs, right? I think that you should have access to weed and such like that.
Yeah. Because the reason I think we should legalize every single drug is because, one, that'll drastically reduce our prison population because we're not locking people up for nonviolent drug crimes. Two, that puts the cartels out of business because they have a monopoly on illicit substances. If we make them not illicit, they have to compete in the public sector and risk being arrested.
Yes.
So it'll make them easier to catch. 3, revenue. You know how much money will make selling heroin to the populace?
And then again, it's
their choice.
Risk.
If they want to die from heroin use, let them.
Yep.
Let them. I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but like, you did this to yourself.
Right.
Why not give the money to some drug dealer in Idaho? How about you give it to the government so they can fund the people that actually want to be productive?
Right.
Yeah. Should prisons ban the use of solitary confinement for juveniles? Absolutely. That shit fucks you up.
Uh-huh.
They should ban it. It should just be regardless. It is severely psychologically damaging to young and adult minds. Even adult minds, it's damaging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nonviolent prisoners be released from jail? Yes. Place them under house arrest. Boom. That's one of the options. They should be placed under house arrest for the remainder of their sentences. Should police officers be required to wear body cams? Yes, that helps the police and the public.
Yes.
Yeah, this will protect the safety and rights of police officers and citizens.
Yes.
Should the government hire private companies to run prisons? Yes.
No. Oh.
The private sector often does it better than the government.
I guess that's true.
It more easily adjusts to change. It's usually cheap because we don't have the money to spend on this shit. And while private prisons often are for profit, that's not necessarily a bad thing because all companies are for profit. Even the government itself, while they claim to not be for profit, if they don't do it for profit, they're just going to run a deficit every single year. And that's what's been happening. The only time we've ever had a surplus is under Clinton, because every other president will say they're going to reduce the spending and reduce the deficit and not. Because it looks bad for a politician to, like... And there's also the problem, we reread a whole packet on this in Econ, where it's like... It was a really, really good book, but I wish I still had it. Basically, if there's even this is a whole rant on spending, but if there's even the slightest instance of a downturn when there's a president, they will immediately enact fiscal policy to right it, even if it's like the smallest of recessions. And often those recessions will be so quick that whatever policy it implements goes into effect after it's already self-corrected.
Yep.
So yep. So I just think that this is my rant, because I just think that we should be less involved in general in the government. And we should, while they are for profit, prisons get a bad rap because we have so many people in them and it's hard to manage all of them. And because you have such a high volume of people, there are going to be those anecdotal stories of neglect and stuff happening more often. I think private company with regulation is good. Private company should run it, but the government should just check in every now and then and say, hey, how you doing? The government should slide in prison's DMs every couple months. Should drug traffickers receive the death penalty? No.
Yes.
No.
As in no.
Yeah. I do not believe in the death penalty. I think no state on the planet can provide the burden of proof required to kill someone. That's my personal opinion.
I support the death penalty when necessary. If there's proof that, X number of people died, I think, eye for an eye.
I don't fundamentally agree with eye for an eye, because I think it's going to be much, much more painful to suffer in jail than be painlessly killed with a lethal injection. There's a reason why in the Middle Ages they had such fucked up torture ways and executions, because it's punishment. That is punishment. Going to sleep is not punishment for killing 20 people. Being flogged is punishment for killing 20 people. Or spending your life in jail is punishment for killing 20 people.
Very true.
Yeah.
But nobody knows. Nobody can say what death is like.
Fair.
Right? So it could be very horrible. I've seen people die. It is not fun.
Yeah.
But, like you're saying, it's humane. They're killing you in a humane way.
Fair.
Or at least what we think is humane.
I feel like if they were going to have the death penalty, they should make it cheaper, because our current death penalty system is fucked beyond proportion. Because what they'll do, you'll be sentenced to the death penalty, and you'll sit on death row for 4 years appealing your sentence until you get executed, and that lethal injection in itself takes a lot of money. I think if you're going to kill someone, a firing squad's fine. You get one dude, you line them up against the wall, you get a 50 BMG, they're not surviving that. They're not surviving that. Like, if... Hell, people's limbs have been blown off by 50 cals. They're dead. They're dead. Or the guillotine, because I think...
Just go back to the guillotine?
I think we can improve it. We get a carbon blade, hydraulic press, and, like, an incinerator under it. So they're executing like 100 people a day, that's rookie numbers. We can just... with industrial grade technology, this is the future of execution.
My God.
I'm not serious about that. Industrial grade guillotine, just hydraulic pressing.
I'm pretty sure, from a physiological standpoint, you still live a little bit once your head's chopped off.
Probably.
Although you can't really do much. Because
so 50 BMG, the heart would probably work better. Sure. Like one in the brain, one in the heart, you devour them, they're just dead instantly. Oh, hold on. When was the last person guillotined? Okay, when do you think it was?
Oh God. 1700s.
1981.
Wow.
Yeah. 1981. They were executing people with the guillotine up to 1981.
Wow.
Yeah. Current events issues. Are you currently experiencing COVID-19 symptoms? No.
Yes, I am dying.
I am dying both internally and externally from isolation. Yes. Should the U.S. raise taxes on the rich? No. Actually, flat tax. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, if you're racking up dough, probably pay a little bit more. Although, like, the thing is,
well,
I don't really know how much taxes.
The problem is,
they pay.
These rich people, what they can do is they hire an army of accountants to manipulate their taxes so they're paying as little as possible. There was a popular story about how, you know who Warren Buffett is, right?
Yeah.
He paid less in taxes than his secretary as a percent. Because that's insane. So, an economic journal I read, it argued, I gotta remember who it was by, but it argued that a flat tax that with no, like, extra shit is the way to go. And it taxes everything. It taxes stock income, it taxes revenue, it taxes just that of, like, a flat tax of, like, somewhere around, like, 22% is the way to go. Because you get the most out of everybody. Because what corporations can do is they can file, like, corporations file differently than individuals, and they're taxed based on revenue, so they'll intentionally lower their revenue to get into a lower tax bracket. Well, that's probably wrong, but basically, we need, the tax system, we shouldn't raise taxes, because it's not going to do anything. We need to reform taxes.
Everything needs to be reformed, doesn't it?
Basically, yeah. Our system's kind of scuffed. This calming music is so funny. Should the U.S. raise tax? I just think reform the flat tax. Should the government raise the minimum wage? No.
Mm-hmm. I think it's fine.
Because what the minimum wage does, in a sense... Hold up. Where can I want to pull up Paint 3D and draw for you.
Oh, boy.
Paint. Yeah, let's just bring up Microsoft Paint. Okay. I'm going to give you an economics lesson about minimum wage. Does this draw? Perfect. Okay. So you see Paint?
I do.
Okay, so this is really bad. This is your... Wait. That's a supply curve. That's a demand curve. So, when you institute a minimum wage, that means you're increasing... Hold on. Price... You're increasing the amount of money it takes producers to make goods, which lowers supply. Supply is like... You know what supply is, right? It's just...
Yes.
Yeah, so that lowers supply. And when you lower supply... You increase the price of everything.
Yeah.
And you decrease demand for it because of that increased price. Because if you increase minimum wage, it's never going to do anything because it's going to cause more inflation. Because if you increase minimum wage, companies aren't ever they're either going to lay people off or increase the price of their goods.
Yeah.
They're never actually going to willingly pay people more because they're going for that bottom dollar equilibrium. A minimum wage doesn't work because, again, they either increase prices or they hire less people, or they lay people off. So the idea of a minimum wage is fundamentally flawed because it's against everything we think of in economics.
That was wonderful. You're an artist.
It's much better on paper because the mouse is really wavy. But
yeah, and supply and demand, they're indirectly proportional.
Yeah. Should the U.S. raise or lower the tax rate for corporations? Raise. More money. Fuck corporations. But I think we should fix... Once again, I think we should fix the current... Yeah, keep current rates but eliminate deductions and loopholes.
Yeah.
Just get rid of those loopholes that they can use to get out of paying more. Should employers be required to pay men... This is irrelevant. They are paid the same. The gender wage gap is a fucking myth. They are paid the same. There was a Harvard study debunking the wage gap, and feminists still believe it. What's your opinion on this? You haven't said anything.
I just think everybody should get paid the same for the same job, regardless of...
But they are.
What's in your pants? Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't say that they weren't. I'm just saying,
okay,
you know...
Yeah. Sorry.
Like...
Sorry.
You know.
I made an assumption. I apologize.
No, it's fine. If, you know, even if it was there, right? And if it is, yes, I think they should.
Yeah, this is irrelevant because the gender wage gap is a myth. Do you support a universal basic income? No. Because you know how expensive that shit is?
Uh-huh.
I did, if I get my notebook, we talked about it in economics, and I did a calculation. I took the amount of people in the United States, I took everybody above the age of 18, and I did a UBI of, I think, like, $1,000 a month. It would cost, like, $5 trillion a month to do. We would be shitting ourselves in debt if we did that. Should welfare recipients be tested for drugs? No. Legalize all drugs. Do you believe labor unions help or hurt the economy? Help in theory. A lot of them are corrupt, but they do help in theory. Yeah. Like teachers' unions are beneficial. Unions for businesses help. But, yeah, they're usually helpful. Be fewer or more restrictions on current welfare benefits. More. Specifically, deny benefit to illegal immigrants.
Does it say illegal, though?
It doesn't. It says immigrants, which is why I unclicked it.
Okay.
Do you believe labor unions help? Less important. Should the government make cuts to public spending in order to reduce national debt? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Should businesses be required to provide paid leave for full-time employees during the birth of a child or sick family member?
I mean,
I think pregnancy.
A lot of small businesses can't afford that.
It just says businesses.
But that includes small businesses.
Yeah.
I think if the government wants to do that, they should sell some heroin and do it. Federal government should sponsor this program instead of businesses. We lower defense spending, and we get paid family leave. That works. I don't think the businesses should have to pay it. Maybe some. I think there should be an exemption where the government should have this program, but it's only, like, Amazon should definitely have to give their people paid leave. They can afford it.
Yeah.
But, like, the mom and pop store down the road shouldn't have to because they're barely making ends meet.
Right.
Should the government increase the tax rate on profits? Yes. Yes. All income should be taxed at the same rate. This is what I was talking about. Reform the tax system so nothing is exempt. Flat tax, yep. The current estate tax be decreased. Yes. Just because I die, you aren't entitled to my money. That's what an estate tax is. If you die, the government takes a portion of your assets.
That's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Yes, and we should eliminate it. Yes, get rid of the estate tax. Should the government require businesses to pay salaried employees making up to $46K a year, time and a half for overtime hours? Basically saying, should people be required to pay for overtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And all employees should be paid time and a half for, yeah. Should the government use economics? Yeah, that's basic economics. So, the argument, my economic opinion is save when you're doing well and spend when you're doing poorly, which seems backwards, but you don't want to you do a lot of spending when you're doing well because you want to save that money. Politicians don't do this because it looks bad to cut spending during times of growth. It looks really bad to do that because people are stupid. Basically, there's two economic theories called Hayekian economics and Keynesian economics. Keynesian economics argues for the spending of money during recessions, and Hayekian economics argues for the saving of money at high points and for the self-correction of the economy. Now, Hayekian economics is flawed in itself because if you let the economy self-adjust, it takes a lot longer than if you were to intervene with the government. And Keynesian economics is flawed because it argues for increased government, a lot more increased government spending and the collectivization of industries by the government. Basically, one is liberal bullshit and one is way, way too right-wing. So you have to form a blend of these two things. And that's where I am at. So I'll say yes, they should use economic stimulus because that's what you should do. It's the Keynesian theory and it works. It's what Obama did. It's what I think it was Great Depression was Woodrow Wilson, right?
I am the wrong person to be asking.
Great Depression 1929 US president. Herbert Hoover? Hold on.
Oh, Hoover sounds right.
Yeah, hold up. Oh, it was FDR. Yeah, FDR was... Oh, holy shit, my U.S. history teacher would have slapped me. But yeah, FDR, what he did during the Great Depression was he spent a lot and stimulated the economy. And Herbert Hoover was a Hayekian, and he was like, everybody's fine. Just let them swallow. Just let them live in squalor. And everybody hated that. Uh-huh.
It's like the only thing I remember.
Yep, my U.S. history teacher would have slapped me. Actually, no, she's too nice, but she would have scolded me. Should pension plans for federal, state, and local government workers be transitioned into privately managed accounts? Basically, get the government out of... Yeah. I think get the government out of people's money.
Yes.
Should U.S. governments be allowed to save or invest their money in offshore bank accounts? Sure, as long as it's reported.
Yeah.
It's their freedom to do that. Should the U.S. continue to... Well, we're not participating in NAFTA. We're participating in... I'd say yes, they should participate in a similar NAFTA agreement because it helps to keep prices low. But we're already not participating in NAFTA. Trump's got his own plan.
Yeah.
Trade agreements in general can get pretty scuffed because, we had a whole discussion on it, but in econ we had to talk about one with China, that because what China's doing is they're stealing our technology, passing it up as their own. There was a really it was a company that made like CPUs for driverless tractors, and a Chinese company stole it, passed it off as their own, and sued them for stealing their technology when they stole their technology, and that case is still going on. And that was one of the reasons Trump started the trade war. And a lot of people knock on that trade war, but I think it's smart politics because if we let China... The only reason we are above China in the world is our technology, because China can outproduce us, they can do it cheaper, and they can do it faster. The only reason they aren't ahead of us is because we have the technology. And if we give them technology, we forfeit our place in the economy.
Huh.
Yeah. Should the president offer tax breaks? No. Let companies go out of business. It's natural. You know how much we paid to bail out the airline industry after COVID? We gave them billions. Billions. They should go out of business. Let companies fail. God. Should the president... No, they shouldn't. Most... Alright. Should the U.S. increase tariffs? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
How should be punished?
While tariffs do cause deadweight loss, the use of them on China is good because we need to, this trade war isn't about prices anymore. It's about U.S. foreign policy. It's not an economic thing. It's a U.S. foreign policy thing. And while there will be some short-term suffering, it is worth it in the long run. Should pension payments be increased? No. Spend less. Should the government break up? No.
No. Why? There's you can only pick yes or no. That's just how...
Elizabeth Warren was arguing for it because they're monopolies, but who else is going to do it? There is, of course, there's a thing as a monopoly, but there's also a thing as an artificial monopoly, where a company just has that monopoly because they're good at doing that. I think Google and Facebook should be regulated because they're very left-wing and very biased, but I don't think I don't think they should be broken up.
Yeah.
Because Twitter is a leftist cesspool, Facebook bans conservatives, and Google is one of the shittiest search platforms. Because they actively censor... There's a whole bunch of, people talk about discrimination all the time, but they don't talk about people that are Republican being discriminated by big tech. Because there are, many instances of people who are right-wing being banned off Patreon and PayPal and Facebook. And there, one of the people who I used to watch, James Alsoup, he was a right-wing YouTuber who got accused of being a Nazi and got banned on Instagram when his Instagram had nothing to do with his political views. It was just pictures of him repairing cars and stuff.
Oh.
It's just, there's so much. Should the government subsidize farmers? No. Spend less money.
Yeah.
Yes, end all government subsidies and let the free market run its course. Do you support the Trans-Pacific Partnership? This is another trade agreement that was supposed to happen, but Trump backed out of it. I think trade agreements in general are good.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Well, yeah, the Trans-Pacific Partnership was a trade agreement similar to NAFTA, but it was going to be with a bunch of Asian countries. And I think that's a good idea. Should the government add or increase tariffs on products imported into the country? Yes, but only on China. Would you favor an increased sales tax? No. Don't increase taxes. Flat tax. Should an in-state sales tax apply to online purchases of in-state buyers from out-of-state sellers? Okay. So if I'm buying something from California, should California's sales tax be applied to that purchase even though I'm in Pennsylvania buying it? No.
Wait, what is the sales tax difference?
Let me see. Pennsylvania sales tax rate is 6%.
Yeah, everyone knows 6%.
Sales tax rate 7.25. So that's a 1% difference. That may not seem like much, but it's significant.
If I wanted to buy something that was, $10, 6% of $10 is 60 cents.
Yeah.
Right? Wait.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Yeah. Times 0.6.
I think so, yeah. I'm not very good at math, so that's up to you.
Wow, I am so retarded. For some reason, I thought that
I didn't know
10
either.
times 6% is 60 cents. No, it's $6. No, it can't be. No. All right, shut up. No, it's gotta be 60 cents. Hold up.
They gave two idiots a microphone and let them host a podcast.
Hold up.
They gave two idiots microphones.
$10 times 0.6 is 6.
I think
6.
It's
boy.
0.06 because it's a percent.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
Kill me, please. Yep, I was right the first time. We're good.
All right. So I say no.
I don't even know where we are. Where are we at?
Should an in-state sales tax apply to online purchases of in-state buyers from out-of-state sellers? Oh, so it's saying if I buy something in California that someone's selling in Pennsylvania, it should apply the California sales tax and not the Pennsylvania sales tax.
Like if the product originated from California.
Yeah, and I'm buying it. It should have
No.
Yeah, I'm buying it in the other state. Those sales should apply.
Now, if I was in California, I'd probably be paying the California tax.
Should the government acquire equity stakes in companies it bails out? No. The government should not act as a business. They shouldn't own shares of private companies. That's so wrong. Should the government classify Bitcoin? No, it's too volatile. Well, yes, but it shouldn't become the primary currency because it's way too volatile. The IRS had sent out. We read this in Econ as well. Sent out a memo where like, it's not going to be a I think they said it's not going to be a legal currency because it's like it's too volatile and it's not backed by anything. It's like a stock. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't replace our national treasury-backed currency. Should the government prevent mega mergers of corporations that could potentially control a large percentage of the market? Yeah, that's what we have antitrust laws for. Well, yeah. Should the IRS create a free electronic tax filing system? Yes. It'll give the IRS something to do. Oh my God! Look at the other no question. Answer. Eliminate income taxes and abolish the IRS, if only. That's hilarious. Should the Federal Reserve... No! Congress should not interfere with the Fed. Let the Fed do its own Fed things.
All right.
It should not.
Planned Parenthood is government funded?
Apparently. Stop funding it.
Well, like, they do some good things, although it's a...
What is your stance on abortion? Pro-life.
See, I'm pro-choice. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, if, you know, whoever I impregnated,
Eventually.
You know, if they want to keep the baby...
I'm sorry.
If they want to keep the baby, and, you know, we're going to have a life together, we keep the baby. But if she really doesn't want to, you know, like, then I guess, you know, we're not having a child.
See,
like,
Polish. This is my intake. Wrap it before you tap it.
Very true.
Don't kill your kids.
Oh, I kill my kids every day.
Yeah, they suffocate in the air after you jizz on your fucking pillow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna get cut. No, it's not. Probably not.
No, free speech.
Fuck, yeah. Okay,
No.
yeah, I'm pro-life, pro-choice, agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Less
Should
important.
health insurance providers be required to offer free birth control? No. Should... No.
No. No. Should gender... No. Gender there are two genders. And there are multiple... Okay. There are two genders, and there's transgenderism, which is a mental illness caused by gender dysphoria, which has become acceptable, like being ADHD is accepted by society. And then there are multiple sexual preferences, all this pan-sex bullshit. You like men, or you like women, or you like both, or you like neither.
See,
It's
I don't
simple.
care.
It's fucking simple.
Like, you do you.
Yeah.
You don't bother me.
I don't give a shit if
I
you
don't
like
bother you.
men. Just don't shove it in my face every couple seconds. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that whole shoving it in the face thing has gotten better, but unfortunately there are a good majority of
should a
people
business be able to deny service to a customer? Absolutely. A business should be able to deny service to anyone for any reason.
Yes.
They are only hurting themselves because that is a loss of a customer. There's a whole economic idea behind this. If you basically, this is going to sound bad at first, but the author of the memo I was reading in Econ argued against anti-discrimination laws because he argued there's already an economic base for it. If a company doesn't serve African American people, and one does, the one that does has the potential for higher gains because of the higher customer base, which means they will eventually put the one that doesn't like black people out of business because they are serving more people. Yeah. And economics is blind. It shouldn't matter what you look like. If you're selling a product, boom. It shouldn't matter what you look like or what your gender is. It shouldn't.
Right. And wasn't there that one court case where a gay couple, they wanted to get a cake?
I don't think it was a court case, but yeah, they refused, and there was like a whole fiasco on Twitter, and all the Twitter check marks were going were melting down. But it was like, it's just, let businesses do their own thing. If they don't, okay.
Especially if it's your own business, like.
Yeah, do you support the legalization of same-sex marriage? Yes. But allow churches the right to refuse.
Should transgender athletes be allowed to compete in... Oh, God.
No. Testosterone is a performance-enhancing drug.
Yeah. Should gay couples have the same adoption rights? Yes.
Yeah, obviously.
You're human.
Yeah.
Should the federal government institute a mandatory buyback?
No. No.
I like my guns.
No. Let me keep my guns.
Should universities provide trigger warnings and safe spaces?
No.
No, that's not mandatory.
Stupid.
Should businesses be required to have women on the board?
No. Should states be... Yes. Should states be allowed to display the Confederate flag and government? Yes. That is their choice. As a sovereign state. Do you support the death penalty? No.
Yes. We already went over this.
Yes, we did. Should women be allowed to wear... No. Conceals their identity. That is a threat, basically. I don't think anyone should be able to cover their face in public unless it's like Halloween.
See, there's an option here is that their identity must be privately verified.
Maybe, yeah, but that's a lot of work just for one person.
Yeah.
I just don't think so, because, like, you're in a... I don't see the reason to wear a hijab in America, because that's a sign of oppression. Why?
They do it because
you're in the most free country in the world, and you choose to hide your own face because someone thousands of miles away said you had to because Allah hates women. Like, I know that's very culturally insensitive, and I apologize, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was very culturally... Yeah, this podcast is never getting monetized.
Well, remember, this is a trial run.
Yeah.
We may not even post this.
Yeah. Should the government support a separation of church and state? No, because changing money costs so much more. It's like the argument for putting women on the dollar bill. Why? It's like...
Were they president? No.
Like... It costs the Fed should only remint money if it's to prevent counterfeiting.
Yeah.
If putting Rosa Parks on the 20 helps prevent counterfeiting, sure, but it doesn't. So.
Should terminally ill patients be allowed to end their lives via PAS? Yeah.
Yes.
But only after psychological examination, which we do.
Yes, we do that already. Should marital rape be classified and punished as severely... What?
Yeah. So, like, if you're married and your husband rapes you because you didn't consent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, rape
classified as domestic violence. Because it's domestic violence.
Yeah.
Well, it's sexual domestic violence, basically. Should the military allow... Yes. Yeah. Yes, and women should have to sign up for the draft.
If there is one, yes.
Yes. I don't think there should be a draft, but if there is one, they should have to sign up. Because I remember distinctly, we had, like, a gathering, and I was on my phone, and one of my female friends was like, "What are you doing?" Looking at Instagram, I said, "I'm signing up for the draft." And she looked dumbfounded. She's like, what? Science issues. Nuclear technology is the future. The
Hell
future.
Yeah,
fuck solar. Fuck wind. Hydroelectric's decent. Nuclear energy. It's proven, tested. Like,
it is safe.
One of those cylinders can power an entire city. Like, can do the same work as like a ton of coal or something.
Yeah.
They're so ridiculously efficient. There's a reason why Fallout. There's a reason why all that shit was nuclear powered, because it's the future. Even though it ends in a big nuclear explosion, let's forget about that.
You know, the more nuclear energy we get, the closer we get to the apocalypse, baby.
Yeah! And then I can shoot zombies without repercussions.
Hell
wait,
yeah.
There are no zombies, but wait.
Yeah, not yet.
Wait, was I just shooting normal people?
No.
I don't admit. I for legal purposes, I don't own any guns, and I've never shot anybody.
I have not.
All right. Should the government require children? Yes.
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 Next one, also yes.
No. No, because
I think that you should
there
be required to label.
There are no adverse side effects from GMOs.
No, but I feel that you should be required to label what is in your food.
Okay, fair.
And,
yeah. Yes, but yes, consumers have right to know what is in their food.
Yeah.
Should the government fund space travel?
No.
No. No.
Should be more restrictions on the current. No. Just.
Yeah, none at all. They don't work. This is my rant. So, okay. Hold on.
There's gonna find more ways to get them.
Okay, hold on. Here's where my rant happens. Okay. So, wait, that's the wrong FBI table. I think it's the top one. It's not giving me, I swear I had this. It's not giving me a total firearms deaths. Is it? Oh, it is. Okay. So the FBI estimates that of the 15,129 murder victims, only about 11,000 of them were from guns. 11,000 firearm murders to a population of 300 million.
Yeah.
You know how little that is? Also, all those liberals that want to ban rifles, how many of those 11,000 do you think were caused by rifles?
Right.
403.
Did it even say whether the killing was in defense or actual murder?
Okay. More people were killed by people with their fists than both rifles and shotguns combined. Now, people will argue that, but there's 30,000 gun deaths in the United States. How do you explain that? It's because the majority of them are suicides. And of those murders, 80% of them are gang-related. And of those mass shootings, majority of them, there was a statistic on this, the definition of a mass shooting is also very hazy, because also, if anyone fires a gun on school grounds, it's immediately a school shooting. Mm-hmm. Anyone that kills more than 4 people is a mass shooter. And mass shooters often get their guns from other sources, either smuggling, illegal. They often get them from illegal sources. There was a crime. I gotta find it, and I can send all these sources in Discord. But hold on. There was a study under the Obama administration in 2008 that was commissioned by the CDC that said, so there's 10,000 gun murders. It estimated that there were as many as 500,000 to 3 million cases in which a gun stopped a crime from happening.
Yeah.
Just the presence of it. And then, the majority of mass shooters use handguns. This source that I'm looking at analyzed 118 mass shootings, and in that, it analyzed every mass shooting, everything that's classified as a mass shooting, from 1982 to 2020, and of those cases, 143 of them involved handguns, 55 of them involved rifles, and 30 of them involved shotguns.
Yep.
Remember after Parkland, a bunch of people were arguing against the AR-15 and high-capacity magazines? Well, the Parkland shooter testified in court that he used 10-round mags because they fit in his backpack better. So that completely debunks the high-capacity magazine argument. Because the amount of bullets you hold doesn't fucking matter. It's stupid. Alright. There are a multitude of cases. The Texas church shooter, he got killed by an NRA-toting AR-15 gun member. There are a multitude of cases where someone has tried to shoot something up and been killed by someone with a gun. Mm-hmm. The length of a mass shooting depends on how long it takes for someone else with a gun to get there. That goes with cops, that goes with legal citizens, that goes with everybody. And that's why I supported teachers that are already licensed to carry being able to bring their firearms into school with them, because you don't have to hire armed security. They're already legally licensed to carry that firearm, which means they know how to store it and carry it on them responsibly. Why shouldn't they be able to defend themselves in a school with it? And the amount of firearm accidents is very low compared to how many guns are in... There's more guns than people in the United States, but there's only 10,000 gun homicides and 30,000 gun deaths. Simple ratio, 300 million divided by 30,000. That means for every... Hold on, I'm trying to figure out this ratio. But basically, it's an incredibly low amount. That's my rant on why gun control is stupid. Because it doesn't work.
Yep.
Most important. Should teachers be... Yes, teachers should be allowed to carry guns.
Mm-hmm.
Should victims... Nope. That's like saying people involved in car accidents should be able to sue Honda. No.
Yeah, no.
Are you in favor of decriminal... Yes! Legalize all drugs, now! Most important. Do you support affirmative action programs? No. Everyone should be treated equal. Minorities shouldn't be given special treatment. Affirmative action. Are you on? Do you support affirmative action programs? You know what affirmative action is, right?
I do.
All right. I said no, I don't. Do you support the Patriot Act? Absolutely not. Do you know what the Patriot Act is?
Something had to do with 9/11, right?
So the Patriot Act allowed... Did I talk to you about Edward Snowden?
I know he's a whistleblower for the CIA, something like that.
NSA. So...
NSA.
The Patriot Act allows the government to gather general data on U.S. citizens without a warrant, and that's what Edward Snowden blew the... That's what Edward Snowden blew the whistle on, and he's currently in Russia in exile because of that.
Yeah.
Should it be illegal to burn the American flag? No. That's freedom of speech. There was a whole court case on this, too, and they also voted that it shouldn't be illegal. Because it is free speech. Should the Supreme Court... No. Don't change the Supreme Court. It's perfect how it is.
Yeah.
And there shouldn't be term limits on judges, because that's politicizing the court. Should people on the no-fly list be banned? Nope. No.
Unconstitutional.
Yep, and the no-fly list in itself is flawed. That's like red flag laws. Red flag laws are so scuffed, because any random bitch can call them and say, I think this guy's a danger to himself, when he's not.
Yeah.
There's no due process. There's no right of the accused. It's just, I think this guy's a danger to himself. Oh, let's take all his guns.
Mm-hmm.
It's insane. Oh boy, look at the third one. For no-fly list, look at the third one.
Yep.
That's scuffed.
Ban all sales ammunition.
Yep, that won't stop gun crimes. Should the government be allowed to seize private property? No.
No.
That's eminent domain, and that's scuffed. Because what they'll do is they will... So, there was a Supreme Court case that said that the government can seize things for eminent domain if it gives tax benefits. Now, what that means is they can bulldoze your house and put a Wendy's on it, because because the Wendy's is going to pay more tax income than you.
Mm-hmm.
Should the U.S. government grant immunity to... Yes. Edward Snowden, whistleblowers in general should be given more protection.
Yes, he should be protected under the Whistleblower Protection Act.
Yes. Should social media companies ban political advertising?
No.
Should the military upgrade Air Force One? No. We don't need an increase in government spending. Should internet... Okay. This is net neutrality. Should the internet service providers be allowed to speed up access to popular websites at the expense of slowing down access? So basically, your ISP can have a package that says, okay, we're going to speed up access to Netflix, Amazon, Facebook, and Twitter, but we're going to slow down access to
hentai sites.
eBay, Hentai Haven, and Pornhub, and they can make you pay to get that higher access. I think no, they shouldn't limit speeds on anything.
Yeah. Should local police increase surveillance and patrol of Muslim neighborhoods?
No.
Should the NSA
no
be allowed to... No, yep, God no. And they already know they're doing it already.
Yeah, they're already doing it. Should the government regulate...
Yep.
I'd say no. But... If we give the government the ability to regulate the news... That's eventually going to snowball into the government owning the news.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
The government should not determine what is fake or real news. Now, I don't think the companies should regulate it either, because they're also biased, and the same problem happens where the big companies own the news on their own platforms. They shouldn't regulate anything news-wise. They shouldn't regulate anything that's related to the news. No one should determine what's fake news. There be term limits set for... Oh my god, I remember this. Alright, so scroll down to the first no with extension 1.
And we are on...
Should there be term limits? No, should there be term limits set for members of Congress? I just said no, the government should not determine what is fake or real news. I said that basically.
Yeah.
Now, should there be term limits for members of Congress? Look at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at the 6th answer. We already have term limits that are called elections. I said yes. I said it to that one, because there shouldn't be term limits.
Okay.
I don't think so, at least. Should the redrawing... Hold on, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. You can just look at that one.
Alright. Should the redrawing... I'm going to just take it from here, because I am the host. Should the redrawing of the congressional districts be controlled by an independent, nonpartisan commission? Why did he have to go? Because I have no idea what this means. I'm going to assume that, we just look it up. Is there a don't change option? Next. Should the president be able to authorize military force against Al-Qaeda? Depends. I mean, did they do something real bad?
I have returned. You can also see why I wanted Arma in here, because he's going to give the left-wing perspective, which would be great, because you have me, who's professed Republican, you a centrist, and him a Democrat. That would make this very entertaining.
I hate labeling myself.
Yeah, this is why I just called you a centrist, because you don't really label yourself.
It's no, you can't be a centrist because centrists are bad. But what if I agree with some things over here, some things over here?
I love the subreddits for the political compass, because they all bash on centrists, and it's hilarious.
Big sad.
Should the redrawing of congressional districts be controlled by an independent, nonpartisan community? Yes. So they're talking about gerrymandering, which is when a government will shift the district lines of a state to manipulate an election. Like, they put all the Republicans into one county, so that, yes, they do win that one county, but Democrats win every other one, and the vote goes to Democrat. We talked about that a lot in my junior year. Should the government, yes, protect whistleblowers. Whistleblowers are important. They keep the government in check. Should the government raise the required retirement age for Social Security? I think we should eliminate Social Security entirely. Because the way it's structured right now, by the time we're 65, we won't see a cent of Social Security. Because it'll all have gone to the boomers. And we also spend an exuberant... Hang on, how much did we spend on Social Security? Social Security in 2019. All right. The United States spent $1.044 trillion on Social Security. Wait, I think that's what it is. I think that's... hang on. Hold on. I think this number is $1 trillion. I think that number is $1 trillion.
This is... yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So we spent $1 trillion on Social Security.
Jesus.
Add your own stance. Get rid of Social Security. Most. Okay. National security issues. Should the president be able to authorize military force against Al-Qaeda without congressional approval? Yes, Al-Qaeda is not a nation. We don't have to declare war on them.
There you go.
Should the U.S. assassinate suspected?
No.
Only if there is undeniable evidence.
Yeah. And then, it would no longer be suspected.
Actually, no, they should be captured and given a fair trial. No, because I don't want them to assassinate people randomly in other countries. Do you support the Affordable Care Act? No. Government-regulated healthcare is inefficient.
There you go.
Should the government increase funding of healthcare for low-income individuals? No. Abolish Medicaid.
Oof.
Because government healthcare costs way too much and is inefficient. We've seen that in cases such as Canada and Britain, where their national health things are so overinflated that the waits are incredibly long. The care is not sufficient for its price, and it's just inefficient and overcrowded. That's what happens. Our prices may be expensive, and that's a problem in itself, but government regulation will not solve that. Do you support a single-payer? I'm not sure what a single-payer healthcare system is. Financed by taxes that is Oh, no. 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 Don't give the government access to healthcare. No.
Should people be required to work in order to receive Medicaid? Yeah.
No, abolish Medicaid.
Oh.
Yes. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say yes. Research shows people who are employed are healthier. Sure. Yeah, sure.
Should the government regulate the prices of... Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, it's fine. I was just going to say abolish Medicaid, basically. I was going to say that.
Yeah. Should the government regulate the prices of life-saving drugs? I mean...
Yes, to an extent.
So, here, I used this example before. While it's not really a life-saving drug, but it is a drug that has saved lives. It's not really like a prescription. Epinephrine. Adrenaline.
Yep.
Right? Like, auto-injectors, like your EpiPens.
Yep.
Cost big bucks. And the little vials that we get, like $10 for 10 milliliters. Yeah. It's crazy.
There was a case, this was with insulin shots, where overnight... Hold on, I can actually find hold on. Insulin, hold on, let me see. Yeah, okay. There was a 300% rise in insulin prices overnight. Because the person who has the insulin patent wanted to gain more money. They argued that it was for research and development, but they're full of shit. Because it does not cost that much. Well, I don't know how much it costs to research and develop drugs, but that's absurd. Same thing with other things. But, yeah, I think we shouldn't socialize it, but the government should regulate some prices.
Yeah.
Should there be more or less? More privatization. Get the government out of people's money. And healthcare. My opinion of the government is the two parents of a little baby that's the United States. You should only intervene when the baby starts eating marbles.
Yeah.
It's my favorite economics analogy because it makes no sense and it's funny. Should cities open drug safe?
No.
Legalize all drugs. Boom. No, but legalize drugs. There you go. Legalize all.
For now.
Add your own stance. Legalize all drugs. All drugs. I'm gonna run on that in 2048 or something. I'm gonna run for president.
Do it.
Federal government be allowed to negotiate drug prices? Sure. Well, if they're already regulating the prices, they won't really have. I think they should be allowed to. Yeah. It's less important to me, though. Should health insurers be allowed to deny coverage to individuals who have pre-existing conditions? No. If they're government funded, no. But if they're private, yes. Because a private business should be able to deny service for any reason.
Well, yeah, that too. But I don't think very many people who are looking for health insurance go private.
Yeah, alright. Is a moral denial. Well, add your own stance. Yes and no. No. All right.
We are almost done, Chiefs.
There's my custom stance. I said yes and no. Hold on. If it's a private health insurance company, then they should be. But if it's a publicly funded healthcare provider, then they should not be allowed to. I'm going to put more important. Okay. More healthcare questions. Should the government increase funding for mental health research and treatment? Yeah.
Yep.
You don't know how they get that money? Sell drugs. You support the legalization of marijuana?
Yes.
I support the legalization of all drugs. Custom stance.
I'm too lazy to type.
Support the legalization of all drugs. When should your state end the stay-at-home order and reopen its economy until a vaccine is approved by the FDA?
Yep. Exactly. Environmental issues.
Increase environmental regulations to prevent climate change. Yes, you want to know how they pay for it? Drugs. Should the U.S. withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement? Yes.
What is that?
The Paris Climate Agreement basically said that the United States will pay China to work on... It was only the United States. That the United States will pay China to further their environmental protection things. And it's like, why do we have to pay them?
What does that have to do with Paris?
Because I think it was in Paris.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. Should disposable products that contain less than 50... No. No. That's just going to drive up prices. Do you support the use of hydraulic fracking? Yes. Oil is necessary until we can fully develop nuclear power.
Yo, where are you at? Hold up.
I'm sorry, I went to should disposable products, such as plastic cups, plates, and cutlery, that contain less than 50% of biodegradable material be banned? And I said no, because that's going to drive up prices.
Okay.
You don't have to say that, but that's what I said. And then below that, there was, do you support the use of hydraulic fracking to extract oil and natural gas resources? Yeah. And I said yes, because oil is required until we can fully institute a nuclear power state.
All right.
Should the government stop construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline? So this was a big controversy maybe back like a couple of years ago, because the government was building a pipeline through Native American land. And I say yes, because we should get rid of Native American reservations, and we should let them live in the cities and other places, because reservations are shitholes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you said yes or no?
I said no.
Yeah.
Should the U.S. expand offshore oil drilling? Sure.
Why not?
And deregulate the energy sector. Just for good measure. Give tax credit? No. They shouldn't give subsidies to anyone. End all tax credits and subsidies in general. Yeah, wind power is an inferior alternative to coal, oil, and nuclear. That's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Should researchers be allowed to use animals in testing? Yeah. It's necessary.
Should cities be allowed to offer private companies economic incentives and relocate?
Well, it's a private state, so I feel like yeah. Yeah, I'll say yes. Less important. Should the government increase spending on public transportation? Sure.
No. I mean...
Well...
Why? Like, why would you? You got legs?
Yeah. You got legs, just buy a bicycle.
Yeah.
Do you support increasing taxes for the rich? No. Sell drugs to pay for student loans.
Is that your custom response?
Basically. But I'm just going to say no. Should the federal government pay for tuition? No.
No.
Not until they sell drugs. Should the federal government fund universal preschool? Yeah, they already do.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
It's basically,
I mean, I know what preschool is, but like...
Yeah, the government funds public schools, like public preschools, public elementary schools, stuff like that. They already do.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Okay.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Common Core National Standards, that's like SATs and stuff, where like you have to pass. No.
Yeah. Well,
because that compromises. You shouldn't teach uniform testing.
Yeah, I don't think the SAT and all those standardized tests show.
They don't adequately prepare you for the real world.
That, and they don't adequately
show
colleges and universities the fullest extent of your skills.
Yeah, the function of schooling should be to prepare young people for the workforce, and it doesn't. Should the government decriminalize school truancy? Basically, should they make school attendance mandated? Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Should they just, say, oh, well, you don't have to come? I mean,
yeah. Do you support?
That's on you.
Do you support like colleges do? Do you support charter schools? Yes. Charter schools or private schools?
Yeah. The 2020. Oh boy.
Which party do you most identify with? Libertarian.
Oh Jesus, where are you?
Sorry, you don't?
No.
Hold up, I can show you. I'm
trending issue.
I'm streaming it in Discord.
Yeah, I see it.
Which party do you most identify with?
I don't have a trending issue.
Shit. Okay.
I have local issues.
All right. Which candidates would you? Oh, I just The 2020 Pennsylvania District 6 U.S. House Representatives election were held today. Fuck, I don't know who any of these people are.
I know Joe Biden. That's about it. I know Donald Trump.
Ooh, Josh Shapiro. Ooh, Shapiro.
Wait, Shapiro's in here?
Who's Josh Shapiro? Hold on. Who is Josh Shapiro?
Oh, it's Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, it's not Ben Shapiro. Damn, it's not Ben Shapiro. It's like this dude named Josh Shapiro. God damn it. He's the only... it's other stances, like... I know Christy Houlihan is a Democrat. Who's Everett Stern? He's a whistleblower, politician, and intelligence director of Tactical Rabbit, Inc., Republican Party. Tactical Rabbit, Inc., Stance Bullen. Say Everett Stern. Hold up. Who's John McHugh? American politician who served as the 21st United States Secretary of the Army and represented the state's 23rd Congressional District. John McHugh. Political views, moderate Republican. Everett Stern.
Trump.
Political career. It's a money laundering. Took a position as an anti-money laundering compliance officer. So he blew the whistle on. Holy shit! He blew the whistle. Okay.
Who was this? Josh
Stern
Shapiro?
identified. No. Everett Stern.
Oh, okay.
Stern identified many suspicious transactions tied to terrorist groups in the Middle East.
Oh.
A multinational money laundering network that generated millions of dollars for Hezbollah through the Lebanese brothers Ali Hassan and Kassim Tajuddin through their Gambia-based company Tajco Ltd. Some company in Newcastle, Delaware, was funneling money to terrorists. Holy shit. This dude's gonna be honest, yeah. Everett Stern, yeah. Also, I refuse to vote for Joe Biden because, as I said, he's either going to die in office. I'm not going to vote for a dementia-suffering old man. 2020 Pennsylvania Attorney General election was held today. Who is running for this? Because I'm not trying to vote a Democrat.
Jacob Hornberger.
Jacob Hornberger?
Is a libertarian, apparently.
Oop, that's my vote.
So is Mark Whitney, libertarian.
He's got a fun last name, so I'll vote for Jacob Hornberger.
There you go.
2020 state treasurer election was held today. Who's Joseph Torsella?
Apparently, I'm 80% with Jacob Hornberger, so...
Okay. Oh, you finished it?
With his views. Yeah, that's all I had left.
He's a Democrat. 2020 state treasurer election.
Who the Democrat?
Joseph Torsella.
Oh, I don't even see him on here.
Oh, because I clicked show more questions for local issues. Wait, that's not even my zip code. Shit.
I know, it's not mine either.
Shit, I don't want to show this on stream. Fuck. Whatever, I don't care. You can just edit that out. Update. Everett Stern, Donald Trump. I'll just vote for the people that were already there. I'll just not answer these. Which qualities are most important to you in a candidate? Effectiveness, intelligence, common sense, integrity, and communication. Show my results.
Those are basically what I picked.
It's analyzing all that shit.
What'd you get?
Let's see. I can show you the last one I got while this loads, I think. I'll plop it in the Discord. Loading your election data. 82% Jacob Hornberger.
We are very similar, my friend.
Yep, my ballot.
Oh.
My parties. Check your parties.
My parties.
77% Constitution, 77% Libertarian, 65% Republican.
I am 73% Republican.
I don't understand.
73% Constitution, 73% Libertarian.
Wait, you got 73% for all three of them?
Oh, 72 Libertarian.
Okay, I don't understand how you got higher Republican than me.
I don't
That's
know.
really funny. I guess because of my legalize all drugs answers.
Oh god, I'm 43% socialist. Oh god.
Same, what the fuck?
Hell yeah, brother.
Dude.
42% green.
Gay
whatever that means.
socialism. Hold up, where is my previous I side with analysis? Because I want to find that. Oh, wait. There it is. There it is. This is what I got before, and I'll show this on, Oh, shit. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I got 75% Republican, 72%. So I went up in Libertarian and Constitution, but I went down in Republican, which is interesting. I guess it's because I identified with the Libertarian Party on this one, and in the other one I identified with the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Polling, ideologies. Okay. Alright. How long have we been going for? Does it say? Oh wow, this is an hour and 41-minute podcast.
All right, we are
That
done
was
for
great.
the day.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good. All right.
What'd you think of that quiz?
It was
In depth?
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that I didn't really know, and I had to copy paste and research it a little bit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, there were even some there that I didn't know, but I'd taken it before, so I understood most of it.
Yeah. That was good.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for tuning into the Home Fax Show. I'm Augie.
And I am your boy, Jack.